Hello everyone, welcome back to the Celestial Cryptoverse channel. This is your host, Astrodon, flying through space as we speak. Let's go ahead and take a look at today's top crypto headline news. So first off, we got Powell tells Congress Fed is strongly committed on inflation. Public Bitcoin miners selling off BTC reserves. Voyager Digital plunges on 3 arrows exposure. And Tether supply decreases as USDC increases. Those are just some of the top crypto headlines for today. But as always, if you guys could hit the like, share, and subscribe button, that would help this channel a lot, bringing you daily crypto and financial news. Like always, thank you for watching, guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at the overview of our markets today. Okay, now it looks like for stock markets fell slightly Wednesday in choppy trading as markets struggled to sustain a rebound from earlier in the day. Traders also awaited comments from Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, who reiterated the central bank's stance to fight inflation. So if you look at the Dow Jones today, it was doing pretty good earlier, but then it kind of just tapered off and sustained a loss of 47.12 points, or about 0.15%, closing at 30,483. S&P slightly down, lost 4.9 points, or 0.13%, which it closed at 3759.89. And looking at the Nasdaq, same thing. Down about 16.22 points, down 0.15%, closed at 11,053. So not heavy losses, but still slightly down from yesterday's gain for the traditional stock markets. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin price right now. So Bitcoin is at 19,964, down 4.5%. As you can see, it was trading fairly well earlier, but it lost its momentum. It was as high as 2,800, and now it's trading around 19.9. So that is Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is down 6.2%, currently trading at $1,056. Again, earlier it was around 1137. Now it is at 1054. So that's Ethereum. Let's go ahead and take a look at the total market cap. Market capitalization is at 923 billion, down 3.7% from yesterday. So trying to make it back to that trillion mark, but still struggling a little bit there. We'll see how we will do tomorrow. So first key piece of news. So this is more regarding equity markets, but it also affects Bitcoin, and crypto altogether. But Jerome Powell participated in the Senate Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs Committee hearing today in Washington, D.C. to talk about the economy. Powell told congressional lawmakers that the central bank is determined to bring down inflation and has the ability to make that happen. Along with expressing resolve on inflation, Powell said economic conditions are generally favorable with a strong labor market and persistently high demand. Powell insisted that inflation is running too hot and needs to come down. The Consumer Price Index in May increased 8.6% over the past year, the highest level since December of 1981. He noted that the war in Ukraine and COVID-linked shutdowns in China are adding to inflation pressures, and added that the problem is not unique to the U.S. but is affecting many global economies. Powell also sees no macroeconomics implication from Bitcoin's price swings, but quoted that better regulatory framework is still needed. Despite the economic wobbles, Powell and his fellow policymakers have indicated that rate hikes will continue for the future to keep inflation at bay. Next piece of news, we have public Bitcoin miners are selling off BTC reserve as crypto winter sets in. So this is pretty much more bearish behavior sets in a Bitcoin mining companies as they have started to sell their stashes. Bitcoin miners are usually dubbed as the quote ultimate hodlers end quote when it comes to Bitcoin. Publicly traded Bitcoin miners like Marathon Digital and Riot Blockchain have sold more Bitcoin than they produced last month. This is a big step up from the first 4 months of the year when they sold only about 30% of what they produced, according to Arcane Research report. According to Arcane Research, if Bitcoin miners are forced to liquidate a considerable share of these holdings, it could contribute to pushing the Bitcoin price further down. Yesterday, Toronto-based Bitfarms sold 3,000 Bitcoin, almost half its supply, to reduce depth. Bitfarm CFO said in a press release that the plan going forward will be to no longer HODL all of its daily Bitcoin production. Jeff Lucas, CFO of Bitfarm, said, "While we maintain bullish on long-term BTC price appreciation, this strategic change enables us to focus on top priorities of maintaining our world-class mining operations and continue to grow our business in anticipation of improved mining economics." It's worth noting that publicly traded miners account for about 20% of the hash rate on the 206 million terahash per second Bitcoin network. So yeah, as you can see, the chart shows a huge sell-off of their monthly Bitcoin production for public miners as compared to the first 4 months of the year. So next piece of news, Voyager Digital announced today that a notice of default to struggling crypto investment firm 3 Arrow Capitals will, let me rephrase that. Voyager Digital announced today that it will send a notice of default to the struggling crypto firm 3 Arrows Capital if it fails to make a loan repayment. Shares of the New York-based crypto platform plunged by more than 60% after it revealed that its exposure to 3AC compromises of 15,250 Bitcoin, which is roughly around $311 million at current prices, and $350 million in USDC. So as you can see, their stock just went down 52% today because of this announcement. Voyager claims it made an initial request for a repayment of $25 million in USDC by June 24th, which is 2 days from now, with a subsequent request of repayment of the entire amount owed in USDC and BTC by June 27th, which is not far from now, 5 days from now. So last week, Voyager secured a revolving line of credit from Alameda Research, including a cash/USDC based credit facility with an aggregate principal amount of $200 million and a revolving credit facility for 15,000 Bitcoins. So Voyager has a big exposure with 3 Arrows Capital. I doubt 3 Arrows Capital can pay that loan back. So we shall see what will happen in the next few days. But not looking so good for both companies. And the last piece of news we have is USDC's real volume flips Tether on Ethereum as total supply hits 55.9 billion. Looks like on Ethereum's network, USDC real volume has nearly double that of USDC in the past 24 hours, which could be a sign that USDT dominance may be coming to an end. According to crypto market data tool Masari, USDC posted 1.1 billion in daily real volume yesterday, which was double of what USDT real volume of 579 million. Tether's circular supply has continued to fall from its all-time high of 83.1 billion coins recorded on May 11th. Approximately 67.9 billion are in circulating supply at time of this video. USDC, however, seen a 13% increase since May 11th to 55.9 billion. Terra's collapse last month, along with Celsius pausing withdrawals, have caused much doubt among investors, especially with the depegging of Terra's UST. The depegging event has spooked investors to move to a more stable coin like USDC. And it doesn't help that Tether has been brought up a few times regarding their ability to settle their coins one-to-one to the US dollar if there was ever a bank run on the coin. So it looks like investors are starting to use and adopt USDC more because all of the fuzz surrounding Tether's history along with the recent events. And if you look at this chart right here, the blue line indicates Tether slowly losing, and here this orange line here, USDC coin, is slowly gaining momentum. So USDC looks to be the safest of all stable coins when it comes to trading in the crypto world. So that is pretty much all of today's top headlines, guys. Like always, thank you for watching. And if you could also hit that like, share, subscribe button, that will help us greatly. Until tomorrow, we will see you guys later.